You are a fool. I hear the familiar female voice say those words as she turns around and faces me. The rain falls heavily on the girl in front of me, but she ignores that as she stares down at me with her dark eyes. But it would seem that you are safe for a moment. Yoko. This is the first time I've actually seen her fight like this. She looks almost like a completely different person as she's standing there, weapons drawn and with that stern look on her face. How can she be so calm? It is obvious to me now that all of this comes naturally to her. Winged people and demons with shining eyes do not surprise or make her hesitate. I suddenly feel very stupid, even if I can't find reason for her accusation. I really don't belong here. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. I managed to scare it off, but if we don't leave soon, then it will most likely return to finish the job. We should get away from here before then. As she looks at me again, her expression suddenly changes. Kevin? With a few quick steps, I suddenly find her kneeling before me. Her hand motions towards my forehead, as if she's about to touch me. You are hurt. Huh? I touch my forehead with my one hand and see blood on my fingertips. Oh, it must have happened when I was running through the forest. Some branch scratched me or something. I don't think the demon ever managed to hurt me like this. But before I can say anything, Yoko is already pulling out a piece of cloth from a pocket. She holds it against the wound on my head. Hold this, it should stop bleeding soon. Right. I do as she says, and she gets back up on her feet. We really do need to get out of here for now. I don't think I will be able to fight the demon alone if it gets really serious. Back to the others. I hesitate for a moment. Why did you leave the group? You ought to know better, especially after the story you told me with the demon. I was on my way back. No matter what excuse I came up with, it is still going to look stupid in her eyes. I may as well tell the truth. Back? She cast me a skeptical glance. Yeah, I was on my way home. What? Why would you do something so stupid? There it is again. It started to get on my nerves. You don't need me anymore, right? I don't have the orb, and you're almost at the mansion now. I'm not going to stick around just so I can get killed by some demon. What are you going to call me, stupid, again? Huh? Never mind. Listen, I don't think it's a very good idea. I'm a bit worried. Why? If I get away from all of this, I should be safe, right? Her doubtful expression gives me a bad feeling. I'm afraid that if you leave us, then you will surely get killed. Like just now. That demon, I'm almost sure that it was following you. What? Why? I don't know, but that is how I found you. I was out scouting when I saw it and decided to follow and see where it was going. And then you were there. Couldn't it have been a coincidence? No, it didn't look that way. Maybe it recognizes you from your first encounter. Or maybe it thinks you have the orb. But that's insane. I don't have anything. It's a possibility. Although, as a demon, it should be able to feel the presence of the orb, and therefore know that you don't have it. So that thing will keep following me around. That's just not funny. For now, let us go back. We started to walk through the forest, back the way I had come. Or at least that is what I think it was, since I don't really remember what direction I was running as I panicked earlier. The rain soon stopped and we met the others before long. Apparently they were looking for us all as well, or more specifically, me. Tia looked distressed. Our quarrel earlier seemed forgotten, as something more important had come up. You're safe? Yoshi asked this in obvious concern. Yeah, you knew? As far as I know, Yoko. God damn it. I'm sleepy, I guess, but well, let's continue. Was with the rest of them when she discovered that I was being followed. Tia fidgets around in an uncomfortable manner before giving out a deep sigh. I'm sorry. I have something serious to talk to you about. Serious? Yeah, she steps forward. It's getting late. We should get ready for the night somewhere safe where you can talk. I found a perfect place earlier. It's close by. We walk a bit further until we reach a rocky area, where several cliffs and large rocks are clustered together among their trees. Some of them create a sort of small cave where you can go for shelter. We are not too far from the mansion now. I say this as I realize where we are. Yoko nods. We should be able to go there tomorrow. As the others search out the best spot for spending the night, Tia signals for me to follow her. On the other side of one of the cliffs we stop to talk. I figure out where the orb is. It's not in the mansion? No. Somehow it is inside you. What? Huh? You serious? How is that even possible? As far as I know, it has not happened before, and no one knows how to do it. Yoko told me how you met this demon. Did you actually see where the orb went after you got hit by its power? The flash of light you described? Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I just assumed that other guy had it. Most likely he did not. The faint energy I have felt around you all this time, it was not an after effect. The orb decided to hide inside you as a last resort. I'm not exactly sure, but it has to be something like that. It can do that? Tia is silent for a moment as she thinks this over. Recently, strange things have happened that have made me think that these orbs are capable of more than I thought they would be on their own. I'm not sure anymore. Inside me. As its host you can borrow from its powers. That is how you saw the past earlier. Most likely the demon has already figured this out, and that is why you cannot live on your own. At least it also feels the presence of the orb on you, so if he doesn't know the truth, then he thinks you carried it around. You carry it around. This is a new side of her. She sounds seriously concerned. I guess she can be nice after all. Thank you for worrying about me. She looks surprised for a moment. Worrying? Then she laughs. How silly. My orb might be inside you, remember? I am not going to let a demon get his hands on it so easily. So of course I have to protect you until I can get my orb. Forget that, she's exactly the same as before. This pissed me off just a little. Besides, what has happened to you is something I have to learn about. Huh? It is very important, and that is why we cannot afford to fail now. Her expression is suddenly very distant and somehow sad. Looking at her like this, it makes me want to know more and somehow help her out. Now you know, so be careful. Yeah. I still don't get it. We head back to the rest of the group as I try and let this new information sink in. Kyoshi and I are already setting up camp with a small fire and everything. Yoko is standing a little away from them, and I realize that she is looking at me as if I return with Tia. Tia quickly joins the two others and inquires about dinner. I go to Yoko. Good. So, the orb is inside you, right? Yeah. Kyoshi told me. Tia said so shortly after you left. She says that is why the demon is after me. So, in a way you were right. How is your wound? Oh, it's alright. It stopped bleeding pretty fast. I take out the piece of glove she borrowed me from my pocket. Do you want this back? I mean, it has blood on it now. Don't worry about it. She reaches out to take it, and in just a split second, our hands meet. Again, a strange sensation of my very soul being pulled hits me. Whiteness fills my vision, and even though I try, every attempt to speak fails me. A completely different scene shows itself before me. A field, and ruins of an old building. There's a fog. On the ground there are shapes of people, all of them lifeless bodies. There's even blood. There is also a tree. On a branch I see something like a large black bird, spreading out its dark feathered wings, and the woman's laughter rings in the air. Near the tree there is another body, but this one is moving. With her last strength, a young girl pulls herself up and reaches for her weapon. The image fades away. I am back in the forest, and in front of me is Yoko. She looks a little pale and blinks in confusion as she stares back at me. That was you. At first, that is all I managed to say. It is obvious that Yoko saw everything as well, just like the first time it happened. Yoko folds the cloth I handed her together and puts it back in her pocket. When she looks at me again, it is with renewed confidence, and yet again a cool distance has come between us. Yeah, I think back at the image I saw, that figure in the tree. It looks so familiar. So that is why you hate her so much. No reply. The others, were they your friends? No, they were my guardians. They died as they tried to protect me. As usual, she says all of this merely as a matter of fact. Do not misunderstand. I don't need anyone to protect me. But you do. And I will not die protecting someone else, just as I will not let them die. Was that some cryptic way of saying that she will be my bodyguard or something? Do never leave the group again, no matter the reason. Her eyes stare into mine as she says this. After a while I just nod. Good. Now get some sleep. With that she turns away and goes to whatever business she has in mind. Well, that might have been a good choice to go behind her, and there might be an interesting story behind her past. At the same time I feel both touched by what happened, but also a little disappointed by the outcome. With a sigh I decide to let it be for now, and return to the others. Day 3. So, let's go! The next morning the sun is shining again as we gather after sharing a sports breakfast that Yoko had been carrying. Tia is awfully energetic. The mansion is very close, we should be able to go there and get back out of this place today, if everything goes well. Wait, are we still going to the mansion? I thought we were going there to look for the orb, but isn't it inside me now? Well, I think that is how it is, but I'm not sure. And don't you want to know how we can extract those powers from you again? They are the entire reason that demon is after you. Besides, I want to know exactly what this person did that triggered all of this. So we are going there to have the talk with him. Isn't there any way we can do that ourselves? I have never tried something like that. It is dangerous for a human body to hold those powers in the first place. Maybe there could be some unpleasant results if we just tried it without knowing exactly what we were doing. I am convinced. Just as Yoko has said, the mansion is very close. After passing through another few trees, we are out of the forest, and there the mansion is located. It is surrounded by a brick wall with an iron gate to keep away unwanted guests. The few times I had been here before the gate had been open, but right now it was shut. How do I open it? It's not locked. As far as I know, the lock has been broken for a long time. but since the owner rarely closes the gate, he's never bothered to fix it. Yoshi steps forward and gives the gate a push. With a creak it opens without any trouble and everyone enters. I still can't help but feel that the closed gate is a premonition of what is to come, even if it is a weak attempt to try and keep strangers away.